Okay. Hello, my name is Outi Taivainen. I work at the moment in Aava Terveyspalvelut. It's a health-related company in Finland, and I am Finnish, so working in Finland. I started first working with Nokia in the IT sector. I was there working in many HR positions. I was heading the Finland HR. I was like a business HR to some parts of Nokia. I was heading an SAP project where we changed the processes and systems for HR. Then I thought after, I think, 16 or 17 years at Nokia that maybe I should try something else. And then I jumped to a smaller, it was not a startup, but it was a smaller company, hiring external labor to companies in the restaurant sector. And there I became a managing director. And that was very interesting journey, moving from a very big company to a small company. Becoming the managing director in a small company, as I had been working as an HR before that. And maybe there was one thing, I was afraid when I moved to a managing director position that what about the finance part? Am I able to really understand the finance? I went to some courses during the years, but that was in the times of the financial crisis. So I learned very quickly that if the numbers are red, it means that we don't have any money. And that was maybe the most critical thing in my career, that I understood that although I didn't know about it, but when you do things in practice, you learn them very quickly, especially in harder situations like it was in the financial crisis, that really the business went down, maybe, if I remember right, about 60%, 70%. So in the times of urgency, you learn quickly. One moment I remember when we were implementing SAP project at Nokia at some point. It was in 2000. It was one of those moments that in 1 year we were able to implement globally SAP system, and I was part of that. I was heading 2 businesses, HR at that moment, and we were successful. And sometimes HR people are not that IT oriented and process oriented, and we were able to manage it in a short period of time, and it went even well. So that's still in my mind as a great success. I think in the beginning of March, we were heading kind of a peak, the best months ever. And then 2 weeks before end of March, everything changed. So with us also, and you would think, or at least I thought in the beginning, that hey, because we are working in the health sector, it wouldn't hit us so hard, but it really did, because people were afraid coming to see doctors and everything, which is perfectly understandable, and people should stay at home. It hit our company hard. I think our turnover went down like 50% at least at some point, even 80% at some weeks in some parts of the company. But what was good in it was that we were able to think about, okay, what about digitalization? It has been coming to us, but a bit more slower than to other industries, or some other industries like banking industry and IT, but we are the next wave there. So it gave us a good hit that, hey, now start, so that the doctors are able to meet people virtually. So that was a good thing for us, that we were able to do that very rapid in this environment. This will have an impact to our industry as well as to other industries. So I think this, how do you call people abroad, they are able to contact the doctors and nurses virtually. I think that will be something that will stay there. People are not so eager to come to see the doctor, of course, that creates a risk also, that sometimes when you see the person as a whole, you can see kind of the total picture of the person, that what are the things matter. So that's one thing. So more virtual meetings with the nurses and doctors. And then I think this well-being overall as a concept, people are more concerned about their own well-being, and that will have an impact at how we are able to serve in that sector. And that's something we are very much working on. We have this kind of index where you can measure your well-being. So I think this will have a great impact to people's behavior. Customer behavior will change again. It changes all the time, but I think this will change our world again forever, or for the next phase at least.